Hello. In this video we're going to finish up the overview of browse, continuing on with the options at the top of the window. So we went over filter in the last video. Invert selection is based on the G cell, so if you use invert selection, it's not necessarily going to be what you see selected here with the browse selection or just highlighted features. It's just going to invert the G cell. Attribute, this is same as file attribute, join, close, and summary, but you can access it through the browse window since it obviously is just directly related to it. And print and export, you are able to send out whatever is visible in browse, including a full data table, to Excel, CSV, and print if you so choose. And edit mode. As I spoke of in the first video, no data manipulation can be done, including expression editor, which is EARE. All of that has to take place within an edit mode. After that, you always need to save. You can cancel, and I'll show apply changes here in a minute, but just for an example, I guess I can just change some data here, test, and save. So after that save is complete, nothing's going to change with your GCell or anything. There's no resetting of the data table. It's just simply you need to go into edit mode first. You can start changing some data and save. Obviously you can cancel as well, which just reverts your changes. Now let's just check this test. If I wanted to change some things in here, if I were to click off to change the selection, if I did any action that would update this table, see this little notification down here, unsaved changes was stored in editing cache, and it tells you at what time. So we have a notification that warns you, oh, you changed the data table. You go out of edit mode because you've now updated your data table. Now, because we have everything selected, being the rows that I changed are actually in EAB right now. I think I can get, where did I have clear cut? They're in here. If you go back into edit mode, if you feel like you've lost some changes, essentially, go to the apply changes, and here are my 3 rows that I just changed with all that test data. So where was I changing in C1? So we should be able to see in here that there are some values for test. So there's the 3 that I changed. We can save those. And so it's a little bit unconventional, but it's just a way to manage losing data. So if you ever, if you accidentally were to close this, it's going to prompt you, do you want to save it? Most likely it's going to be a yes. You can cancel if you want. But in the rare circumstance that you do change your selection, you may want to come back into edit mode, check your apply changes. Once they've taken effect, they're no longer available. Okay, so fields, this is add, rename, and delete. So if you wanted to rename existing fields, you can select them from the, oh, sorry, this is just for C3 that I selected, so sorry, something there. Sorry, realized that was a bad example. You're not allowed to rename the standard attribute fields that are common to all geos, so let me just add a new field. Test, we'll just make it a string. You can choose your size for string. Now if I wanted to rename, I'll have one option, being that test is the only field that's non-standard. So you're not able to come in and change the standard attributes, essentially. Is what ended up happening there. And then you can delete. Same thing with delete. You can't delete any of the standard attributes. Okay, so I think that's pretty much the overview. Obviously, there's a little search bar here, so you can search for any text in any field for the whole data table or the selection. You're not able to do any updating of G cells or selections based on that, but if you knew that you just typed in your name somewhere, if you typed in some data, we typed in test a couple times incorrectly, yeah, there was test. So we could find that data. You just change something. You could go and find that, and then you could make a selection based on that, and we could go. Oops, I guess I didn't hit that button correctly. Better do a proper example. 1 second. Test. There it is. Click. Oh, I clicked the wrong button. I'm used to the old one. Select highlighted. Update the G cell to 1. Now we can zoom to that. Escape to close. And so there we go. We can kind of use that as just a quick search if you know exactly what you're looking for. It has to be fairly specific, but yeah, you could probably do some of your basic expressions just by using that search bar. So when I end the overview videos there, like I said in other videos, the expression editor, which replaces EARE, has its own video. So feel free to go and watch that if you want to learn more about the expression editor and how to use that. Thank you.